I think something that I would like the first generation to know about second gen, and what I mean by that is what we wanted our parents to know that we were going through was that we go through identity crisis, like our ethnic identity. I think we talked about this a little bit in our previous episodes, but I think I don't know if Aaron experienced this, but for me, what happened and what I've seen also happen in other Asian American churches is that the second generation, they feel that in their ethnic context, like in the Filipino American church, they don't feel at home that they are truly Filipino. So among their Filipino parents or titos, titas, they don't feel that they are Filipino. But then at the same time, when they go to their American schools, they don't feel sometimes that they are actually American. I think it depends on the demographic. So if you're in a more diverse demographic, maybe it's easier for them to feel at home in an American public school. But like for me, I went to school in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and when I was young, I didn't feel like I fit in because most of my classmates were white. So there was that identity crisis that I had. Is like, am I Filipino or am I American? And I think it was only until I was in my later 20s that I finally came to this understanding that I'm Filipino American. So I think that's one thing that would be good for Filipino American churches to address. There's this ministry called Epic, and in one of the conferences that Aaron and I went to, they talked about that tension between that identity struggle, that tension. And I think it was really helpful because I think that was my first opening to the understanding that my ethnic identity is Asian American. So they were able to talk about the Asian American struggle, the things that Asian Americans go through. And I think that was my first time starting to identify as Asian American, even though it's pretty obvious that I'm Asian American. But I think that was like a good conference that we went to. So I think that's something that maybe our Filipino American churches, it'd be great for them to understand that and be able to speak to that.